87,000 new IRS agents.
87,000 IRS agents.
The 87,000 new IRS agents.
86,000 IRS agents.
80,000 plus IRS agents.
87,000 new, fully armed and trained IRS agents.
Just imagine what they could do to us with 82,000 new IRS agents.
Going after middle class and small business people.
They're there to go after you. They're there to go after your small business. They're there to go after your family.
87,000 new IRS agents? 87,000? That's crazy. That would be like 40 times the amount of agents they have now. That would be the biggest transformation of the IRS since it was created. And they're going to be coming and breaking down our doors, taking all of our money. That sounds pretty concerning, scary, maybe even terrifying. And it very well might be if it were actually true. Yes, you might not be surprised to hear that the claims of 87,000 new IRS agents are a bit, well, they're BS. Ginned up by politicians to try and scare people. Politicians lying? Nah, that never happens.
Going to be more people in the IRS than in like a lot of these other agencies combined. They're not putting very much might down at the border, I can tell you that right now.
Funny you should mention that, because there are a lot of federal law enforcement officers at the U.S. borders. Over 46,000, more than the FBI, ICE, DEA, Secret Service, the Marshals, ATF, and the IRS combined. The IRS only has about 2,200 agents with law enforcement capabilities, which is actually down from the 2,700 they had 2 decades ago. Now, if you want to know a little bit more about law enforcement, some of the different agencies, different levels, both who they are, what they do, I have a whole video covering that you can check out. I'll put a link here on the screen in the description below. If 87,000 federal law enforcement agents were hired just for the IRS, it would nearly double the number of federal law enforcement officers in total. If that sounds a little bit off, rings is kind of not quite right, like it doesn't quite add up, like it doesn't make much sense, you're on the right track. This is conflating the idea of being able to hire new employees with hiring agents. When you say agent, you don't think of an auditor or somebody in customer service. You think agent, as in federal agent, federal law enforcement agent. Yeah, sure, there's going to be new agents hired among them, but the idea of 87,000 agents, that was 40 times the number that they have now. Not realistic. And taking that 87,000 number at face value, key context missing is that number is spread out over the course of 10 years, which is 8,700 employees per year if you broke that apart evenly, which now all of a sudden starts to make it look a little less impactful, especially when you compare it to the losses that the IRS has suffered in the number of employees over the last 10 years, which, if you don't count attrition, would mean that it would take at least 2 years before the IRS got back up to the same number it had in 2010. The IRS budget has been repeatedly slashed over the last decade plus, and a huge chunk of that hit came from decreased enforcement. Revenue collection from audits has been down. The amount of money lost from not being able to follow up on people who didn't file a return has gone way up. That's why much of the money, that the $80 billion, is centered around increasing the enforcement budget. So a lot of that extra money is just a matter of playing catch up. But if you're concerned about the IRS focusing more attention on those who don't make a whole lot of money, that's already happening. And it's happening in large part because they don't have the money to go after the wealthy people who have it. So unfortunately, it takes more extensive effort when you go after people who have more money because they spend more money to fight it. And all indications are that this is exactly what the plan is, with the focus of the additional money being on those with higher incomes. Now, I'm not saying you shouldn't be skeptical. Healthy skepticism of government is certainly a good thing, but there's certainly no reason for the hyperbolic, hair-on-fire response that we've been seeing, which I never really quite understood. One thing we hear often is the idea of
Running government as a business. Run the country like you run a business.
Now, there are many differences between government and business, but let's just take that for a moment. If you're looking at government like a business, why would you want to defund your accounts receivable? Every business has an accounts receivable that brings in the revenue. They take care of anything that the business is owed, much like the IRS is for the government. Yet it's been consistently defunded over time. So if you want the government to run efficiently, why would you not fund the agency that brings in the money? That's something I never really understood. It doesn't make any sense. The only real reason you would want to do that is if you want to be able to get away with tax fraud. Oh.